Ghost. I hope that hasn't started.
Going ghost.
Hello, we are live.
Hello, everybody. Are we actually live? There we are.
Hello. Says we're live. I don't know if we are.
There's 6 people here. We are live. I can see it. I have opened the window. Okay. We're good. We're alive. Hello, everybody.
That's a big claim that we're alive.
We're alive.
We're present. We're present.
We're present. Hello, Haley.
Hello.
Hello, Deanna.
Hi.
Oh, here's
Eli,
Hello.
Sela. Everybody's jumping in.
The gang's all here.
Gang's all here.
I'm live. Exactly.
Okay. We're doing it. Alive. Yeah, exactly. You know. All right.
I mean, technically, how many of us are alive? Of the 3 of us,
I'm alive.
you're alive.
I'm not live. I got super murdered. And I deserved it.
That's true.
I made it.
Steph didn't deserve it. It's okay though. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, the wigs. The wigs. Casey's wig specifically.
We love
The
this
best
wig.
one. It's honestly, I think, like one of the best ones we bought so far.
It's really soft.
Yeah. Mine's not, because mine's an Amazon wig.
Yeah, mine's from Arda again.
The crappy wig, but the Arda wigs are so nice.
Can you imagine if I was actually bald and I was wearing a wig this whole time?
Just like whip it. I would be so shook.
I would. Nothing could surprise me with you, Max. You could like tear your skin off and be an alien. I'd be like, yeah, that tracks.
That tracks it out.
That's like the best compliment I've ever had.
See, this is what we love about you,
Alright.
Max.
She totally would.
Yes.
I just owned these.
Those kitty headphones. And then she'd like blast them at full volume.
She would definitely have like the kitty headphones.
Absolutely. She'd have like her own theme song playing everywhere she went.
I have this, which is a mirror
With kitty ears on it.
with kitty ears on it, which is why it's also pink.
Good job, everybody. All right, we've got 8 people here. Obviously, this is a spoiler-filled zone just for Well of Ascension. Anything from first book and second book. No spoilers. For the Hero of Ages, I swear to God. You will get kicked out of the chat immediately. I've never seen Casey this pink.
My hair is pink. Oh,
True.
I mean, that is true. Casey's
I mean,
40% pink all the time.
pretty pink all times.
I do wear mostly black clothing, though. I understand where Haley. You can't even see the
Yeah.
skirt I have on. But let me just tell you that there's a lot of pink tulle down here.
That's great.
Casey did the whole outfit.
Are we
I would
getting
love to meet
vlogs?
Ariana in person.
There will be vlogs.
Yes. But yes, no spoilers for anything past the point of Well of Ascension. No Cosmere-wide spoilers, or you will be kicked out of the chat. Eli, don't joke with me. I'll come for you.
You're towing the line.
Just on the line, Eli. No.
I'm just gonna be quiet for this entire live show because I'm afraid.
Oh, we can remove you, Spencer. Just kick you right out if you say anything.
I can. I have that power.
Yeah,
I can kick from studio. Or I could just mute you.
that's true. It's like, I don't know what happened to his sound. I don't know.
Good joke, Haley. Appreciate the joke.
Oh, yes. My favorite thing. The first thing we talk about. All right. Should we go around and do the introductions as per usual?
Yes. Hello, I am Casey. I am technically running this live show. This is our channel, Brianna's. I never know which way to point. Brianna's channel. I'm currently dressed as Alrion. I don't always look like this. I know that it's shocking to hear, but I don't always look like this. I might buy this wig in more colors, though. So, you know.
I do always look like this. I'm an emo boy at heart.
True.
In my soul. My very tortured emo soul. Yeah, I'm Bree, the other half of Books Before Death, part of the other person hosting all the things we're doing here. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm gonna. I pointed the right way. Max,
Hey,
take it
first
away.
time. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Max from Max Reads. I do single book reviews and I read whatever the hell I want.
Hey guys, my name's Steph from Coffee Over Apples. I do a bookmark drawing review when I love a book. I cook and rant when I hate a book, and lots of other things. And I read mostly horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. Go ahead, Spence.
Spencer. I'm from Sphinx Reads. I do single book reviews and book tags. And I don't need to point anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, we are
End of the
missing.
line.
We are missing Jesse and Katrina right now. They couldn't make it, but they might be able to pop in later. So we'll see if they show up or not. But everybody's links for their channels are in the description down below. So if you are not already subscribed to these wonderful people, go do so right now. Get it out of the way. Go do it. We can wait. Go do it.
We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, cat screaming.
Can we address how to say names? I see this comment. Because
No.
I mean, nobody
can't talk
agrees on it. Nobody agrees.
If
So there's
you
like no
wanna
right way.
start this thing, then we can. But
If you want to know how everybody says names, but we're not going to fight about what's right or wrong because everybody says them differently.
fair enough.
Okay.
I'm open to options.
I think there were only a couple of new ones in this one, weren't there?
Yeah,
I think
There weren't
so.
very many new ones.
not many now.
no, I mean, like Tindwill. I feel like
Yeah.
people don't really say that differently.
I don't think I've heard people
No.
fight over Tindwill. Yeah.
Not Tindwile. Just kidding.
Stab you. We've made you a
Yes.
sleeper agent for our pronunciations. This is true.
That's good. That's
What
good.
about the Kandra's name?
Which name?
The first one.
Oh, I'm curious to hear those. Like this.
I honestly don't know how it's supposed to be said because I know it's supposed to sound French, so I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but I just say Orasir. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
say
that's right.
Orasir.
I never know how that one's supposed to be said. I don't know what the correct one is for that one. But it doesn't matter because that bitch is dead. His name's Sensoon. Spoiler alert!
Oh, also,
That was like a whole.
go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say that we say Tensoon. Tensoon.
Tensoon! I don't know why. Every
Yeah.
time we say his name.
Every time.
Tensoon!
What about you, Max? How do you pronounce it?
I would say Orisia.
Okay.
Wow.
Tensoon.
That was like a whole Mad Eye Moody situation with you really enjoying a character and then right at the end is like, psych! They were never there.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
They were there for a little bit. Little
I
time.
pronounce it-
But the
when
thing
they
is, like,
were
at the-
there, they were like an asshole.
At the point when you start to like be like, oh man, I'm starting to like Orasir. Like he's getting some development, like he's growing. You're like, no, that's Tensu. That's been Tensu the whole time. Orasir was actually a dick. He
Yeah,
never
but I
grew.
like that the affection was genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
That's what's important.
I would die for Tensu.
Yeah, after Well of
It's a
Ascension, I
good
don't
dog.
trust Brandon Sanderson anymore.
And you're right not to. I'll put that out there.
How do you pronounce it, Steph?
Which one? Tensoon
The
or
first, the first
Orasor?
Kanza.
Orasor? I think I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the only one who pronounces it a little bit differently. I pronounce it. No, I don't want to say it.
No, I'm not gonna. This isn't one I would come for yet because, like, I know I'm not
No,
saying it right. So
This is like Spencer says one word and you see the big vein in Bree's head like start to twitch.
my eyes bulge.
Okay, this is weird, but I pronounce it like Orisoir, which sounds like
No,
I don't know,
you're,
it's like-
you're fucking with us. No way.
Max is like,
No.
Max said, "Get out."
no, because like I don't know if it's French, but like
Get out
Euler,
of here.
no Euler, like Euler. I just pronounce like the EU like in my head is like oi, so like Orisoir. I don't know. It's just my mind. It's weird.
Now, I will say I've not heard that one before, but I'm not gonna come for you.
I've not heard that one before, and I never want to hear it again.
Take it out.
No,
Max
that's the
chose
one of the
violence
ones in
today.
Stormlight.
Yeah.
We'll get to that
We'll get to Storm
one day.
one day.
Ugh.
September.
Okay. So, what do we want to talk about first? Does anyone have any strong things they need to get off of their chest?
Let
What
it
did
out.
everybody rate it first?
Oh yeah,
That's
what
right,
did everyone
always.
rate it?
4.5 rounded up to 5.
Always a 5.
Or
Yeah, I think
I'll just go ahead and say
me.
right now, I don't think I've ever rated a Cosmere book below 5 stars. I don't think I have. I'll have to check.
I don't think I
Not
have
yet,
either.
anyway. Not yet.
Yeah,
I
wait.
think
yeah.
I think I gave Elantris 5 stars.
I think you did.
But I think
You
all the
started
others
high.
except for that. Yeah, right?
You're like,
He set the bar.
Might
oh
use
no,
her.
coming for you.
Who preferred this to book 1?
Well, I've been thinking about that, and I don't think so.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
The thing for me is that like I see it as like one big story. Like it's hard for me to separate the books as like separate pieces because the first time I read them, it was like I binged all 3 in like 3 days. So it's like my opinion's not valid on that. Just because I see it as like with Lord of the Rings, I'm like, this is a whole story split into pieces, not like this is a story and then this is a part, then this is a part. I can't separate it. So
just because like the first half of the book was a 4-star, it took like 400 pages for it to get to that 5-star.
It's very slow. It's very slow.
But then at the end, it was like, I was like dying for you.
I think I like one more consistently all throughout the entire book. But because in the first book, I only liked it towards the end.
Yeah, you weren't into it in the first half.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, now after reading the entire thing, I think this is my least favorite in the series. Because it's
that
the
is
least
a popular opinion.
Yeah, it's the least impactful, I think. I love the mystery because it feels very different from Hero of Ages and Final Empire because it's very slow burn mystery. But I don't know, it's just the least impactful to me. I didn't even feel the Sanderland.
It's a much smaller.
There wasn't as much. Yeah, definitely.
It's a much smaller scale Sanderland.
The whole way through. No, sorry, Brie, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the whole way through Final Empire, I was picking up on stuff that I knew was at the end was going to be BAM! And then in this one, I feel like there was so much less dropped information the whole way through. He wasn't trying, his intention wasn't as much to be misdirection.
I mean, I agree.
Except for with the Kandra, that was the main piece of misdirection in it, the thing about the spy.
Yes, but I mean, the entire epigraphs were all misdirection because, you're reading these epigraphs and you're thinking you know what's happening with epigraphs and what Sazed was studying, but that's all thrown on its head. It's the whole point was you're not supposed to go to the Well of Ascension. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is more misdirection there. It's just it's not as heavily dropped. There's much more of that stuff dropped in Final Empire. There's way more in Final Empire.
I feel the misdirection for Well of Ascension makes more sense for the entire trilogy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's more Final Empire does feel more like a condensed, has a beginning, middle, and end, whereas Well of Ascension it feels like the middle of the whole story. You know what I mean? And so it's
I just need to put this out there because sorry, go ahead.
There you go, Steph.
Oh, I was just gonna say I just need to put this out there because I heard you say his name and it's totally different from how I say it because in the entire vlog I'm screaming about Sazed, which is what I say.
No, it's okay. Most people well actually no, I think most people hate Sazed. Most people say Sazed, right? Is that right, Spen? They say I say Sazed. I'm team Sazed, but most people say Sazed. Sazed doesn't make sense.
I think Jessie, the bookish mom, says Sazed too.
I think she does too, yeah. So you would have had someone on your team, but Jessie bailed.
Not today.
She let you down.
That's okay. I still love him.
Yeah, but we say Sazed.
Yeah, we say Sazed.
I mean, there is that line in Well of Ascension, Sazed did this, so.
It sounds like he's hazed, which might be a metaphor for his life. I'm just.
Oh, Sazed.
Very valid.
He got dealt a severely shit hand. Poor guy.
How does everyone feel about Zane? Because this is interesting to me. I like reading about Zane.
You mean Kyle?
Kyle, yes. I'm
right?
sorry, Kyle.
Kyle?
Max decided his name was Kyle.
Max pictures Zane as this dude bro, like a Chad, like a dude bro Chad character.
I totally get that. Okay.
Right?
Emo boy. He's an emo boy through and through.
He's like a Chad guy that wears a hat with like the monster M on it.
Okay.
Maybe he's a Chad emo.
Chimo.
Exactly.
Oh,
I think a Chad emo is the way I picture him. So
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He literally, he's like talked to Vin like 5 times in the whole book, and he's like, "I love you. You have to run away with me." And he cuts himself. He's so emo, guys. I don't know what book you read. He's an emo boy. My name is Zane. Like, this is the most emo boy.
Okay.
I feel like I'm sympathetic towards Zane, but like not like I like him to a degree, but like I mean, okay, I like him a little. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Zane. I'm
No,
so
I don't
confused.
like Zane.
I hate
like
Zane as like
reading
a
about
person, but he
Okay, I
adds like
think-
interesting elements to the story.
Right. I
Steph,
think
what were you gonna say first?
Yeah.
I have so many
You look like you were gonna
questions.
explode.
Yeah, no, I just feel like I want to know, is this all we hear of him? Does he come up again? Because if not, that it depends. Like if there's more explanation of him, then he might grow on me more because I kind of liked him, but I wanted more. Like there wasn't enough.
In what
No.
way? Like, what did you want more?
What do you
explanation?
mean more
Just
explanation?
like
What do
his
you mean?
motivations, like more of just him and his story, like how he got to this point, or like why he made the decisions that he made. I just wanted more.
Why he had an inquisitor spike in him.
You
Yeah.
get an explanation for that.
A little bit of that will be explained in here.
Things are coming that I can expect explanations. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, you can expect a lot of explanations in Hero
Okay.
Pages. Hero
Okay.
Pages explains a lot of stuff.
Like, was he supposed to be the hero of ages? Is that why he was hearing voices? I don't know. Just throwing
Rapho.
things.
Big old Rapho.
I have a theory about that, Steph. I have like a mini theory about that.
What is
Okay.
your mini theory?
I feel like the voices are definitely in some way related to the Inquisitors because when Marsh was
Yeah.
stopping Sazed from getting to Vin, and Sazed's like, "Why are you doing this?" and Marsh is like, "I don't know."
Mm-hmm.
He definitely had the voice in his head as well.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point this out. Right as Zane's dying, that's what he hears.
Yeah.
Of course, I wouldn't tell you to kill her. So much happening.
The three of us are just very quiet in this corner.
I can't talk. No.
No, it's fine. Just don't talk.
You see how hard it is when you like know what actually happens, and somebody's like, "Well, this is what I think's going on," and you're like, "But I know the answers."
This is why you need to like read the books at the same pace as everybody else.
Honestly, you
My
should not be
guy,
allowed
you
to get ahead
you
with
just
the
need to
story.
like
I
slow
mean, no
down.
regrets here. No regrets, honestly.
It was really
Yeah.
fun to watch you cry on camera.
Oh yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, when Spencer finished Hero of Ages, like he had the last 100 pages left, and we're like, we're gonna get on a hangout and we're gonna watch you cry. And we watched Spencer just like muted, just reading the book, just going.
My favorite moment was Spencer unmuted himself to go, no, and then remuted himself with nothing else. And we were like, oh, you're at that part. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I got like you unmuted and you were like, why'd you do this to me? And then you just muted again. I was like, okay, called out.
The accusation.
So that's what you guys have to look forward to in the next
Yeah,
month.
that's your.
I expect messages from all of you be like, why'd you do this to me?
So yeah, everyone in here and everyone watching as you're reading Hero of Ages next month, feel free to just scream in the chat or message us privately or
Yeah.
tweet,
Curse
blog,
me.
all of the above.
I feel like it should be the rule that anybody that whenever they get to the last 100 pages, they have to go on cam.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I will clear my schedule. Like, let me know what day you want to finish, and we will get on that. Like, I'll make sure I'm not working, and we will go.
That
We should
shade
do a
is
live
still
release
there.
for it where we like all finish it at the same time.
Yes.
We could. Bree and I have been finishing them on camera together.
Literally, when we finished Final Empire, I was like, Casey, you want to do this together? So we literally, last 100 pages, just got on a hangout and finished it together. And then technically, we didn't finish well Ascension together because I finished it last night. You finished it this morning. But we were still on a hangout for like 8 hours, so it counts.
It counts. What were we talking about?
We were talking,
Zane.
we were talking about
Talking about
Zane.
Zane and his fun little voices.
Okay, so the more I think about it, I feel like I liked Zane whenever he wasn't with Vin. When he was just like dealing with his internal struggles, I was sympathetic to him. But like whenever he was like the Watcher and hanging out with Vin, I just wanted to kill him. He's so bad.
I wanted to kill him the entire time, but I think he's such a fun character to read from. Like, he's so interesting, and like I wanted more of him, like him interacting with Straff, and Straff just being like not understanding at all what is going on in this situation was just great.
I love Straff as a villain. He's great.
Yeah, I really like
He's
Straff
a good
as
villain.
well.
Yeah.
Straff reminded me of Roose Bolton.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see that. Absolutely.
Let's see that.
Speaking of Roose Bolton, sorry, Steph, to cut you off. You know, in the book, Roose wears a pink cape.
That's, I mean, maybe
Iconic.
him and Alrion should hang out. Like,
what an absolute queen.
An absolute queen. Oh, any other things anybody wanted to go over while we're on the Zane topic before we move on?
Any other Zane thoughts?
Zane. He's just misunderstood.
He's a misunderstood emo boy.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, there is one thing I wanted to mention about Zane. I don't know if Haley is still here and listening, but we were on reading sprints with Haley at one point, and she was like, I don't understand when the spike is described, because the spike is described as like the head being against his sternum, and the wording, she read it like wrong. And she thought there was like a small head on his chest, and she was really confused. So that's my new favorite mental image.
She gets like this look on her face, and we're just like on a hangout watching. I'm like, what party? Like, what's confusing you? She's like, I've read this 3 times and I don't know what's being described here. And I was like, read it to me. She's like, like the spike, it stuck out of his back, and like the head was on like his sternum, and I was like, the head of the spike, and she goes, oh! She just imagined like a head on his chest.
Like a Voldemort on his chest.
That's a completely different mental image.
Like a tiny head, though. We were talking about it, like a tiny shrunken head on his chest. And she was like, how was he hiding that this entire book? And I was like, I don't know.
It was a really good time.
So I hope you all enjoyed that mental image.
Yes.
Maybe the head was the one speaking the voice.
Yeah. I mean, it would make a lot of sense.
No, it wouldn't.
Listen, it would make a lot of sense if the head on your chest spoke to you.
Okay.
We're going to move to politics, because this book is so politically heavy. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but they are trying to create an entire kingdom. So, politics thoughts.
I think what helped it for me was like it was broken up, and at least in the first 200 pages, there was like a breakup of like politics and then action and then politics and then action. Like, I think there was one section, or I don't know, it was like 300 pages in, where it was like a long stretch of politics, but I guess it made sense because the end was just like action. So
yeah.
I think that's why they had to like constantly put in the scenes where it's Zane and Vin at night. So they have like politics, Zane and Vin, politics, Zane and Vin, because it would be very easy to leave out the Zane and Vin, which really had no like influence on the story as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And like the story wouldn't have been that different, but the politics would have been just like totally unbearable to read.
Yeah, I think this comment, to jump back a little bit to Zane, is very interesting, because he does undermine her growth, but I think that's the whole intention of his character, because it would have been much more smooth sailing if Vin was the trusting Vin that she is at the end of like Final Empire.
Exactly. Yeah. Like if Zane hadn't been in this book at all, like Vin would have just kept growing and not like questioning things and going downwards and kind of spiraling backwards, and randomly killing 300 people for fun. Sometimes that probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
But, yeah.
Something I didn't understand about the story was Vin feeling kind of pressure to like Zane and to be with him. It just didn't make sense to me.
It's literally just because he was a Mistborn and she misses Kelsier.
Exactly.
She literally talks about that. It's like because he can understand that side of her, and she keeps picturing herself as like 2 separate people, and she's like, which one am I? She can't just accept that she has all these different sides to her and she can be all these things. That's like the thing that Tyndall tells her, like, she's like, you don't have to pick one or the other. Like, you can like the dresses, you can be the Mistborn, you can do both of these things and be all of this person, but she is struggling with that. So that's what the pull of Zane is like, well, he understands this side of me, and like he's the same as me, even though he's definitely not, but that's what she sees. And that's what that struggle is there. That's why it like hinders her.
It makes sense. It's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
go ahead.
Like, it made sense to me just because it's kind of like something I think that everyone goes through as you're growing up. Like, where is my crew? What is my family? Or what is my identity? What is her culture? Because she grew up on the street. She wasn't part of a noble life. So she's like, okay, I'm a Mistborn. I didn't grow up with Mistborn. I didn't grow up in nobility. So what does that mean? What is that supposed to look like? And how do I fit into like this larger puzzle? So it's kind of a decision that he had to make, and he gave her that missing puzzle piece that she couldn't get since Kelsier was gone.
Yeah.
Especially since Vin is a character that has the genetics and the qualities of every group of people, but is also ostracized by every group of people as well. I feel like there's like social commentary in there, definitely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
Hi Margaret, I see you in the comments.
I also saw that comment. This one.
With the politics in this one as well, this book made me like Elend, and in book 1 I really didn't like him because I didn't like his relationship with Vin. I thought it was fucking stupid. And in book 2 I was like, okay, I really respect how they're like developing as a couple, and I really liked that he became an affecting person and he like grew into what he believed it means to be a man. And I think that like the fact that he was able to do that without power made me really, really respect him, especially when he stepped down and he still kept going. And I think that like that was totally undermined by like the ending, which is like,
I don't agree. I don't think it undermines it. I don't think it does.
I love Elend so much in this book. Like, I think those are the parts I screamed at the most. Like when the moment where he just made a split decision to go after the Colossus, which could have totally gone wrong. I was like, if she doesn't marry him, I'm gonna marry him. I love a strong boy who has like the ability to do what needs to be done. It's like, ah. And then he did it again later on with the whole like head chopping scene. I forget it. I lost it.
Yeah. Elend like really grows into his own in this book. Like in the first book, he's just like a little fop of a dude, like just an idealistic little like prim nobleman, and like he's likable. Like I like him in book 1, but it's like the growth he goes on in book 2, and then that you guys will see in book 3 is just
he's much better in book 2.
He's absolutely had so much growth and development that like he really comes into his own in this book.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you liked him in book 2, be prepared for book 3, Elend, because like
I'm like I want to like him more. Like I don't like hating characters. Some people I think are like oh I'm cool because I hate this guy that everybody else likes. But like genuinely, I really want to like everybody, so I'm excited to see where he goes from here.
I'm gonna say it's book 3. Elend can get it.
Yeah.
So can book 2, Elend, but like it's almost.
There were characters here that I didn't like. I'll say that. I liked everybody to like to varying degrees, but you know, saying Ellen, call me, that's all.
Everyone agrees.
Yes.
I'm glad that Sela and Angeli brought up "He Ate My Horse" because I wasn't sure if that was in book 3. Now I know it's in book 2.
It's my favorite thing, honestly. Like he's just like winging his way through that whole scene, and it's just like he's just so lucky that it works out the way that it does. But he's just the punchline. I'm just like, he ate my horse. Kills me every time. I love it so much.
Okay, can I make a comment? So the very last sentence of the book, you know how the entire time Vin was trying to find out like what it means to be a good person, but because there's so many men in her life, she's focused on like, he's a good man. He's a good man. I was like the entire time, oh my gosh, the last line better be Ellen turns to Vin and says, "You're a good woman." And I would have like been on the floor screaming, crying, like, but it didn't happen. I was mad. That's just nitpicking at this point, but
no, that's valid. That's valid.
We were talking about before, Brie and I, when we were reading together, we were talking about how outdated the gender stuff is in this series. and how honestly terrible the gender stuff is in this series.
Yeah,
It's like pushed
that is like
frequently.
the one thing that's like really I'm not here for. But also, this was published in like 2003, so like I don't think if Sanderson was writing this now, I don't think he would have pushed that stuff as hard as he did. But yeah.
I talked about that in my blog a little bit, but I was basically saying that like it didn't bother me so much because in my head this was set like way in the past, before modern times. Misogyny was rampant. She's in a world that's dominated by men anyway, and it's not normal to have a woman in this position. So she's gonna face that as she goes up. So it was like expected for me. That's why it didn't bother me. It made it more realistic because of the time period. But I would say that I was hoping, okay, as we move through time throughout the series, I would like to see that change, like through modern era, through the future, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like they don't have a lot of time to change is the thing. Like, even though time is passing, like they have so much going on at all times. But I will say, specifically in Era 1, but I will say the Vin stuff didn't bother me as much because of that. The gender stuff that bothered me more was with Phased.
Yeah. It's like,
the whole like
I don't have manhood, so like I'm not considered a man. That stuff is not great. And also like there's stuff with like the Chondra as well. And
I was gonna say.
I will say I did laugh when she was talking to Ursula and was like, you're a guy, you don't understand. And he's like, I'm a Chondra, I don't. And she's like, no, you're a guy, I can tell. And she just like turns away, and it was like, okay.
She like squints at him and she's like, but you're a boy, Chondra, I can tell. And like I was like, okay, but also that line was funny.
Just like, okay, Ben, calm down. But yeah, some of the gender stuff is a little complicated. That's
exactly.
The Phase stuff is not great,
and that complication continues.
It does
the next book a bit, but that's my one big thing that I'm not a fan of the series. Otherwise, I'm here for all of it.
Where do we want to go from there? I have a thing to bring up, but I'm seeing if anyone else has stuff.
Any other hot takes?
I'm just glad that we got a half hour in and I haven't bursted yet.
Can we talk about Breeze?
Yes, let's talk about freaking Breeze. I wish we got more POVs from the other people in the gang. Like, I'm so glad that Breeze got so developed, and like you really get an insight into the fact that like a manipulative person like can be a good person. But like I wish we got that same insight into like who Ham was and like who Clubs was, and even like if we got like one POV chapter from Spook as well. Like they all deserved it, but Breeze was the only one that got it.
Yeah, Breeze got a lot more attention in this book than anybody else, like of the like side character crew, like not main POV crew.
I feel like though, because of the mystery, like where Vin is trying to figure out who the Contra is, like at least for me, because like in the first book, I couldn't really distinguish like the crew members from each other. Like I could a little bit, but not like they weren't distinct. But like in this book, like I was able to finally like, okay, so Breeze is this person, because like Vin like zones in on each of the members of the crew. So
with the members of the crew, like even more than "You ate my horse," one of my favorite lines in the book was where Vin is talking to the Chandra and she's joking about how he can eat someone in the crew, and she's like, "Oh, they probably wouldn't taste good," and he's like, "Actually, there is one guy called Ham."
That is honestly, that's a really good line. That's
great.
Does anyone else have anything else they want to bring up?
I have a question for you guys. If you were in Ellen's position, right, at like the final voting that they had, and he had the decision to be honest and say how the law was, or say I don't know, what would you guys have done?
Oh, I'm fully a shitty person. I would have said I don't know.
I probably would not have been honest. I gotta be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have. But I'm not.
I like to think I'd be honest, but under pressure, I don't know.
Yeah. Like in that split moment when you have to make that decision, I feel like I would have I would not have like said the honest thing, and then I probably would have regretted it. Like it would have bothered me, but like in that moment, I probably wouldn't have. I probably just been like, nah. Like just let it pass on by. But yeah, but I'm glad that like Ellen sticks to like his morals so heavily in this book.
Yeah.
Like
That's
no
why I
matter
liked
how
him
much it like turns back on him, he still like holds to like who he is and what he believes in, and I love that about him.
I also love that about him, but can't relate.
Oh, Casey.
There's a reason I relate the most to Kelsey in the series, and like.
I love that scene where Vin like tackles that person who's like trying to kill Ellen, and like Ellen's just, oh my gosh, like she killed someone. Like
I love that one scene where like Vin uses her friggin' superpowers to just poke someone in the eye really hard.
Yes,
That was great.
And then she explodes a man's brains with her forehead. It's so cool.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
she like
love that scene so much.
she walks in the white dress, and I was like, "Oh man, here we go! It's happening."
Yeah, I forgot what happened. But it was like she was wearing white today, and I was like, "We're here," because I just remember that like mental imagery.
So we had a Carrie moment.
Yeah,
Always gotta have one.
It really was a Carrie moment. Yeah, 100%.
Truly.
Okay, so I remember this one part where I was like reading, and then I just had to go into the chat because like I think it was Ashweather or someone else, and I was like, who the heck is this guy? I don't like him. He just like pops up and just like tries to take charge. I don't like him at all. Like, get him out of here.
That's an interesting character.
He is my father. But yeah, he's an asshole.
Oh, absolutely. He's my father.
I couldn't let that go by. I had to say it.
No. Yeah, set is
tornado outside my window. Sorry, if my internet's out, I'm sorry. There's like a huge storm right now.
That's not good. It's just really windy here.
I love a storm.
Everybody's like looking out their windows.
Everyone, look out your window.
I'm in a basement. My window's covered.
You don't need windows.
No, I hate
Max,
windows.
you're already an ice Pokemon in my head, so it's totally fine.
I'm built for the cold.
Oh yeah, we can talk about me. We can always talk about me.
Yeah, I
mean,
love Aria.
technically,
It's true. Tindwell is right here.
Let's
Haley.
say Tindwell is a lady. I guess Tindwell's also there.
I mean, to be fair,
Haley's like, Tindwell does. I don't care about her.
okay, we'll do Alrion and then Tindwell. What are your Alrion thoughts?
I love Alrion.
again, I say Elrianne.
That's fair. That's not that different. But yeah, I love Alrian so much, especially when like you get like the two brief POVs.
Yeah, I really did think that she was playing some kind of long game of deceit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I really felt like he was trying to lead us to think that. But
my favorite line was when she was like, "We're sisters," and it's like, "No, we're not."
Vin's like, we went shopping together once, and she's like, "Yes, we're practically sisters." I'm like, I love this bitch.
She knows exactly what she's doing too, which is like the best part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like she
That
absolutely
scene-
is like manipulating people and stuff, and like you see that when you're in her point of view, but like you also see like how she is and like why she's like the way she is, and I'm just like, I love her. You keep doing you, sweetie. I love you.
No, we do.
There's this one scene, my favorite scene, which I really, really want to see on screen because this reminds me so much of in The Lord of the Rings, where Arwen like finally enters the picture. Is the scene where Alrion is like riding the horse with Vin and Ellen, and then just like swerves like to the left. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see that so bad. It's so
Yes.
good.
That moment when she's like, "Thanks for getting me out, peace." What is she doing now?
They're like, we don't have time to worry about her. She'll be fine, I'm sure.
She's on her own now, and then she comes back and helps. A good lady.
She's the opposite of Vin.
She was only doing it for personal reasons.
She's in the gray line.
Yeah, she's in the gray line for me.
I will say she's the opposite of Vin in some ways, but like deep down, she's just trying to take care of Breeze, which like I appreciate. I also love Breeze.
Yeah, I mean, he needs it. Let's be real. Boy,
I think there's always that there's always that thing where you assume that the princess character is going to be like secret evil.
Yeah.
I feel like that's quite a big trope in stuff.
Yeah.
So for her to actually be cool was like kind of nice, I guess.
Exactly. It wasn't like actually falling into that trope. It was doing something different with that like character type, which I like.
Any other thoughts about me?
I would have also liked more of her POV.
Yes, definitely.
She's so interesting as a character.
She's got a good POV. She deserves more.
Like I want her to have her own book. Like seriously.
That would be great.
That would be great. Just like a little side novel with Allrian, just doing Allrian stuff.
Do we want to move on to the Tindwell?
I love her so much.
It's like the first bit in Mistborn that like nearly got me. I had like one tear and then like sucked it back in.
I love their relationship so much.
I love like everything about Tindwell. Like anytime she's just like cursing Ellen out and being like, no, you need to stand up for yourself. Like, tell me you want me to do, like, you know, like I love how hard she is on him. And when she explains that to Vin, like she's not hard on Vin because Vin's had enough harshness in her life and she needs a softer touch. Whereas like Ellen has been pampered his whole life and he needs somebody to be hard with him. And I'm just like, I would die for her. Like, I just love everything she says. I'm like, yes, you're right. You tell them. Like, I stand by her every time.
I want to be Tindwell when I get older. Like, I want her motherly, just like natural. She's so love her.
I think in the group I'm like the least like attached to Tindwell. Like I liked her when she like got in, like entered the scene. No, I really liked her, but like I don't know, it just like the whole like her being like strict with Ellen and like all that stuff, and then like her getting into a relationship with Sazed. I was like, okay, like it's not really doing anything for me, you know. But yeah, I'm wrong.
I think it's very difficult to write a character as wise without making them pretentious.
Exactly.
And I feel like he did a really good job with her on that front.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, because she instantly came across as somebody who's like, that one knows what she's doing. Like, 100%.
Yeah. I wish.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
So, like, which death, like in this book, was like the most painful for you?
Oh, Tindwell's 100%.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, when he went over, like, found her body, I was like legit shook.
His whole grieving after that, because of like just grieving for the rest of the book, was so painful for me.
It's the whole time.
Where like he goes and he's like, do I bury her? And then he's like, my whole life is like a sham. He's like, who even am I? Oh.
Yeah,
because like like mine was Clubs. Honestly, Clubs is Spook's uncle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like I just remember his conversation with Sazed, where like Sazed tries to like convert him to this religion, and he just like gets into it, and then like a scene after he's dead. So it's like no.
It does hurt when you find him with like the little like disc thing for that religion that Sazed gave him, like he carried it with him into the battle, and it's like wow, that's a little bit of a slap to the face. Thanks. Like it hurts a little bit, but yeah, I think the saddest one for me is probably Tindwell. No, I'm just kidding. It's Straff. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely.
I cheered with Straff then. Mine, I think on a first read, mine was Tindwell, but I think on this reread it was Dachshund.
Oh yes, I
just
tried
like
with
that
Dachshund.
Whole scene of him just like talking and like being like, "Fucking Kelsier," like we couldn't like
cursing Kelsier and
like cursing his best friend as he dies, and you're in his point of view, and you're just like watching him like trying to still do stuff until like the last moment, and I was like, man, Dox. We didn't get enough of him in this book, and I love Dachshund.
Yeah, well, in this book, like Dachshund did get a bit of like the done dirty because like he's so bitter And like it makes sense that he's so bitter because like Kelsier's dead and they gave the kingdom to a nobleman. It's like everything that they're doing, even though it's like he believes in it and it's good, he still feels like he betrayed Kelsier. Like he talks about that. He's like, I don't know if what we're doing is right. Like he's so bitter about it, but it's like you don't really get to see any like new growth from him. You kind of see more of a decline from him, and then he's dead. It's like he's a little bit snubbed in this one, but it does suck to like read him like dying his own point of view. Like Tyndall dies off screen, which is also kind of sad. But
No.
Nope.
no, no, because when you start to like Orasur, guess what? He's not Orasur anymore. He's Tensoon.
Yep.
It's like you know when the turning point is, and then you figure that out after the fact when the reveal happens, and you're like, oh yeah, I never liked Orasur.
When Vin tests out doing the Khandra thing, like controlling the Khandra, I was like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yes, he's like, I said too much, and it's so sad. He's like whimpering in pain, and she's like, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It hurts a little bit.
It does, it hurts.
I love that dog.
Animal abuse. That trademark Sanderson animal abuse.
There's a lot of
yeah.
abuse.
There's a lot of abuse. After we were talking about that in the chat, I was like going through and thinking of other instances in the Cosmere you guys have gone to. And I'm like, there is a bit of animal abuse.
Maybe Brandon Sanderson is actually like some kind of serial killer.
He does look like it. Just kidding.
He has pets. I hope he doesn't torture them.
Yeah, but you probably like his 14th parrot.
I mean, he's had a lot of parrots throughout his life.
You go in his basement and there's parrots on the walls nailed to.
Yeah, just nailed to stuff.
He was Tong Fa all along.
I remember the first time I read Sanderson, it was like Steelheart, and then I looked at the the back cover, and there's like a picture of the author. And I was like, oh my gosh, this author looks scary. Like I do not trust this author.
He just looks classic white fantasy guy to me.
This is true. She did straight up kill a dog on
He also
screen.
killed a horse.
She chopped a horse in half.
Yeah, in half.
Poor horse never got to give their
That
consent.
horse didn't do anything.
No.
I
Just being a horse.
Like animal cruelty is one of my biggest triggers in books, but I don't mind it when it's like
A horse
done.
dying in warfare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it is different than just being like, here's like just me straight up abusing animals for fun. Which I guess like we didn't actually get to see that with Tong Fa. Like you just know that it happens. Like you don't watch it on page. So it's like there's a
I
difference.
mean that even bothered me. That was my
Oh,
core
yeah.
was no.
Ugh. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things we want to talk about before we pull up just random ass topics to talk about? And then go into non-topical things?
Oh, let's just go full chaos.
Well, I wanted to bring up one thing. I was super surprised that no one brought up the fact that once again, the ending to the book is the first line of the book. I write these words in steel for
nothing set in metal
cannot
be trusted. It's the first line of the book. And no one questions it when Sazed takes a rubbing. They're just like, it's the first line. And no one's like, maybe he shouldn't do that.
He even reads it, like, in the thing. He's like, nothing said in metal cannot be trusted. He's like, oh, let me just take a rubbing of this. Not in metal. It'll be fine.
Like, Casey and I sit here and, like, watch the chats waiting for someone to, like, pick up on that. Because it's the first line and it's so important. And no one does. And it just boggles my mind.
You did. When Alex read this.
You did, Alex. Alex
I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, it says that it can't be trusted, but he's just taking like a rubbing. And I was like, you know.
To be fair, I did not notice it on the first reading.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either. I read that book in 2 days. Of course I didn't notice.
But it's just so interesting that, like,
so many people look past it. And it's the first line. It's the very first epigraph on chapter 1. Yep.
Okay, so there's another thing that people look over that you told us that you were gonna bring up, which is the how Hoyt appears.
Oh, right. Okay. So nobody had any guesses about where was Hoyt in this book, and that's because you don't see Hoyt in this book, but you see a little bit of a hint that he was there. You see a clue that he'd been around.
Yeah, I actually looked this up. And
Did you?
when I read where exactly he appears, I'm like, I don't even remember that scene. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, he doesn't appear, so it's not like it's a hint. There's like a clue.
Yeah, it's like off screen. Yeah.
There's
Because
footprints.
when Vin goes to Critic Shaw, she sees footprints in the dust. And it's like, somebody's been here before.
I remember that.
Yes, and that's the hint that Hoyd was skulking around in Critic Shaw for reasons.
No one mentioned those reasons.
No one
I'm
mentioned those
watching
reasons. Those are spoilers. But
We already talked about Vin exploding.
this is the only book thus far where Hoyd does not appear on page. Or at
In all
least
the
like
Cosmere, or you mean of this Mistborn?
of the entire Cosmere that I'm aware of.
I think
off
it's
the top of my head.
not counting White Sand. I think it's all the books.
Oh no,
though.
he's in White Sand.
But is he in like every volume?
Oh, I don't know. He might just be in one
Exactly.
volume. Technically he's not like on screen in Emperor's Soul, but he's mentioned. So like, there's at least always a mention of him. He's not even mentioned in this book. There's just that one clue that he was around because Sanderson realized, and you'll figure this out later. Hoyd was doing some stuff during this time period, and so he couldn't put him where he wanted to when he wanted to put him in as a cameo. So that's why he left the clue there, and then we'll come back to that later.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You'll figure that out later. But yes, so that was the Hoyd cameo. Was that there wasn't one? It's my favorite thing because like just like
chuckles.
I know where he is. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited for people to read.
We'll talk about that in August.
Oh god, yeah, that's gonna be a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, that won't be till August.
Era 2. After Era 2.
After you finished Era 2.
Okay.
After Era 2. There's only of all of the like Cosmere short stories and like novellas, some of them it's like I'm like they're not super important to the overall plots. But there's one you have to read after you catch up with Era 2, and it's called Secret History. And you can't read it until after you've read Bands of Mourning, but it explains some things that you miss on the first round.
Okay.
Era 1. I'm sorry.
On Goodreads, though, it's interesting because on Goodreads, like Secret History is number 3.5.
It takes place during the events of what you're reading now, Era 1, but it has spoilers for Era 2. I can't explain why that is, so you can't read it until after you've read Era 2. But the time frame that it actually takes place in is during Era 1.
Yeah, it literally spoils like the very last page of Bands of Mourning.
It's at the very end of
Do not read Secret History until you read Bands of
Do
Mourning.
not. Some people say you can. They're wrong. I promise you don't want to be spoiled for this.
So wrong.
I promise you don't want to be spoiled for this thing. But yeah, so in the month that we read Bands of Mourning, that's after we read Bands of Mourning, we're going to read Secret History, and we'll talk about that during the live show. It's not super long. What, like 100 some pages?
Yeah, it's not long.
It's not. It's one of the longer like short stories, but it's not like long.
Who
So,
knows?
and it's in Secret History, but I think you can also buy it as its own ebook. So, but don't have to worry about that till what month?
August.
August. You can't keep track of anything.
I'm here to be your brain. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. I don't have one. I'm dead.
Sheila read it and sobbed to us for 100 pages
You like cried the whole time.
the whole time.
Yeah, I'm excited to reread it. I can't wait to reread it.
Hold it on.
A lot happens in that thing. It's short, but there's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's not what this live show is about.
Where do we want to go next?
Do we want to talk about like the actual like end of the book?
Oh yeah, I am free.
Yeah, the whole scene with the actual Well of Ascension. Anybody got any opinions, any theories, any thoughts?
Well, we've seen a magical glowy pond before,
Mm-hmm.
so I do wonder if they're related. Steph hasn't though, because it was in Elandris.
They're related. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Can
Oh.
confirm.
We find out why or how exactly later on.
Nope, that's not what I meant to click.
What did you do?
Blocked Alex. I'm so sorry.
Did you accidentally block Alex?
I meant to just delete that comment.
Oh my.
Sorry, Alex. I'll fix that later.
I mean, you blocked her. I don't think she can come back.
I think she can.
Gone forever. Banished.
You didn't time out, Casey. You blocked her. I don't think she can come back.
I didn't. I meant.
Enjoy your exile.
Anyways,
why could
forgive
you not
us.
just delete comments?
I mean, you
Anyway.
can, but they move, so you clicked on like the wrong thing as it moved.
I did.
That's what
I
happened.
clicked on the wrong. Sorry about that. Why
Bye.
should I should be in charge?
Casey Haley said you shouldn't be in charge anymore. Don't worry, guys. Next month I'll have the controls. I don't know promise that that'll be better, but I'll have the controls. But it's on Casey right now. All these mistakes are Casey's. Anyways, what were we talking about? The Well of Ascension. Onwards. Continue.
Sorry, I'm.
Oh yeah, I'm curious. What Max thinks like the voice is that goes, "I'm free."
I have no idea. I feel like it's probably the same voice that's talking to the Inquisitors, though, or something related to that. But I'm not sure, honestly. With it like bursting out of the pond, I pictured it almost like the river spirit from Spirited Away, where she cleans all the gunk off it, and it's like, bah!
That's how I'm picturing it.
I'm still on the fence as to how I feel about Ellen having powers.
It's stupid.
I'm not gonna make any comments because like I know what happens next, and my opinions on that relate to
I can't
how
talk.
Hero Ages goes. So I'm not gonna comment on that. I don't blame you guys for not liking the plot point, but I did go off of Max. I was like, you can't like the plot. You cannot like the plot point, but don't come for Ellen.
No, it's not like it, but
Max was like, Ellen goes in the trash now, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about how I feel about that.
I mean, I was too, like when I first read it, because like, yeah, I like that's one of my pet peeves when it comes to books, when you like develop a character so much like without like things special about them, and then like it just feels a little bit of a betrayal, like at the end when they have powers, okay, so like what happened to their development? But like I feel like for this, I don't know, it would make sense more like in the trilogy, but like I feel like Ellen at this point deserved it. Like he had already like gone through the ringer at this point, and so
yeah, I think he deserved it. I think you're right, but I feel like it got rid of the impact of the fact that Ellen and Vin don't need to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the impact of that was lessened a whole lot by suddenly giving him powers, and it's like, oh, that lesson didn't really matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that, but I understand why you think that. But I don't think it takes away the development that he had. Like I don't think it cancels that out. But
No, not at all. It doesn't take away his development as a character, but I think it takes away the impact of the moral lesson we learn from their relationship.
It feels convenient.
I still disagree, but
okay,
Very convenient.
I think because I immediately read Hero of Ages after, it didn't feel like that, but like
yeah, we'll revisit this topic at the Hero of Ages live show and see where everybody feels about Ellen having powers after you've seen how that goes in the next book and stuff.
I'm ready to have my opinion changed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always
I mean,
ready.
you might not, and that's okay. Like you're allowed to have your opinions, but I will still disagree with them.
I mean, considering from book 1 to book 2 how much my opinion changed on Ellen, I'm kind of just open to that it might go like
yeah.
So
I'm really excited for you guys to read here.
I mean, at the beginning of Hero of Ages, Max and Steph, you'll see a picture of me in the chat, so you'll see how much.
I forgot about that in the channel chats in the Discord. Yeah, I'm so excited to reread it.
I'm ready to be torn apart. I haven't cried yet. I've been sad, but I haven't like full on cried. I'm just screamed.
Don't worry about that.
Don't you worry about that. I mean, you might not cry because I don't know how easy you cry, but I'm gonna be bawling.
I cried.
I've read it 5 times. Like,
and I don't cry for anything.
Casey doesn't cry for anything. So if Casey cries, you know something's a little emotional. Spencer definitely cried.
It's all right. Me and Steph are waiting for you to cry over Becky Chambers. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah, soon. We'll try to plan out what we're gonna do in the next 2 days.
Like that was my last big cry. Was Becky Chambers.
Yeah, I remember seeing your like I'm pouring out of your eyes.
Inconsistent, like nose dripping, or just
yes. No, I'm excited to get emotionally traumatized by those books.
I was like ugly crying.
Yes.
That's what we like to see, honestly.
Yes, we love the ugly crying.
Mm-hmm. Let me just say my last cry was Hero of Ages, and before that, it was like 3 years ago when I read Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and it's been that long since I've like full on sobbed. And Bree and Casey saw all of it. They were
there.
It was beautiful. I live for the tears.
We were there. We were maybe laughing at him. A little bit.
Because like I know the pain, so it's like, yes, come onto my side, feel my suffering, because I've been here, I've been living here.
And also,
Enjoy
as
my-
everyone knows, Spencer is very dramatic. So it was
My eyebrows.
amazing.
I will
Yeah,
say, because
the
like some
eyebrow
people,
reactions, top tier.
some people will have like just like a blank face when they read, even if like they're emotionally involved in the story, like they just, you know, like have like the resting. Not Spencer. Spencer's face was going on. The emotions were great.
Exactly same page.
I cry over everything. Like it doesn't have to be sad. I'll just start crying. On rereads, I cry so much on rereads because like I'll be reading a scene that's not actually sad in the moment, but since I have full context for the whole story, when I come back to it, I'm like, oh no, this makes me sad now. And I'll be like bawling over something that's not actually sad. I cry a lot. Emo at heart.
You know,
Yeah.
Exactly. I
I
agree.
agree.
With
I can see that. I still think there's something. Yeah, it's a little too convenient and too easy. But saying that, I really love how it works out in Hero of Ages, so I don't care.
that. Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, like once I can't comment on it because I've read Hero of Ages. I'm not going to say anything on my thoughts on that. We'll come back to that. That I'm sure will be a point of discussion when we do the Hero of Ages live show in about a month from now, ish, give or take.
You know who's my favorite character, honestly, though, throughout this entire series so far? Marsh. Because I feel like Marsh, I love Marsh so far because he has done the most, in my opinion.
I just want you to know, Steph, that are you going to film a reading blog for
Yes, I
Hero?
am.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want you to film yourself opening the book and reading the first line.
When you read the first line.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Do you remember
Oh my
the
God.
first lines?
It's not such a good line.
I mean, it's not a good line.
It's not a good line, but like it's
Yeah,
It's a lot.
you open the book, you read that first line, and then you allow yourself to cry for 5 minutes.
and then you
Yeah.
The first line of Hero Ages always like punches me in the fucking gut.
Speaking of
So,
that
yeah.
first line, if anyone
Start
needs
your reading
content,
vlog with
yeah.
Technically, it's the
that.
second line because it's not the epigraph.
Yeah, it's not the epigraph, but it's like the first line of the book. But if anyone needs content or trigger warnings, are they in there already, or?
For all of Mistborn, I should have put them in the pinned messages in the
Okay.
Discord. There's
Yes, they
trigger
are
warnings in the pinned messages. I haven't done Stormlight yet, I don't think, because there's a lot and I need to figure out what they all are. But what we're currently reading, there are trigger warnings for in the pinned messages in the Discord. And the no spoilers channels, pinned messages.
Yeah, the whole scene where Marsh and Sazed were fighting, I was just screaming, like, no, I love both of you. I swear to God, if one of you dies, I'm going to
Marsh is one of my favorite characters, so
Marsh
I
is
totally
such
understand.
an interesting character.
I love him.
I love that scene. I was scared.
We go so long without him in this book too. We see him like one time at the beginning and one time at the end.
Yeah, like he's not, because like
Right.
you're supposed to be like, what's he doing? Where's he been? What's going on? And you get some more context in book 3.
I have a question about the Ferris Men Council called the Synod,
Design.
Yeah.
right? Where did he take that from? Because that's also the name of like one of the mage councils in Skyrim.
I have no idea if there was any
Oh.
inspiration.
I wonder where that came from.
I'm Googling what it means.
On it.
It's an assembly of the clergy.
Oh, okay. So it's like a real thing.
It's like a real term.
I didn't know if it was like a fantasy word.
Yeah, it's probably a real
It's
one.
kind of like magisterium or something.
Yeah, an assembly of bishops in the Roman Catholic Church.
You learn, the more you know.
More than that.
Okay, there's not a word frame on that. Okay.
With the little
If only we were advanced enough to have our own jingles to add in.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, so I had a point in the where I was talking in the Discord about conservation of mass, and I misread a bit where I said that Mistborns got bigger, but they don't.
Yeah.
But the Ferrismen do.
Fear chemists, they do.
So where's that mass come from?
Listen,
Don't ask me. But I do think there is more explanation on that.
Book club meets next month. Like the logic is all the same.
No, I do think there is more explanation of like how the mechanics of that work.
I'll try and like
could not tell
look
you off
at,
the top of my head.
regardless of whether it's fantasy or sci-fi. I'm looking at it with like sci-fi eyes. I need to know how the world works.
Yeah, I
No, I
think
do.
I think I could explain it to you, but I'm not sure it would make sense to you at this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Okay.
sure it fully makes sense to me, and I know all of the like.
I do know we get
Further down the line, I want that theory.
there
Okay.
are more explanations like in book on the mechanics
Yeah, there
of
are
how
more
these things work. There are more.
Okay.
So if you're not when you're done all the way and you're not satisfied, we'll deep dive into the copper mind and see what the technical explanations are for you.
I think I know
You're not
this
allowed
on
to
the
go
web.
there.
No, but yeah, it's gonna have to wait until like maybe like after we read like Oathbringer.
I don't know if we'll have to wait that long, but definitely after Era 2, you get some explanations later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Era 2 has the
there's some more
presentation. Okay. Yeah.
There's more explanation on some of that stuff in Era 2. Yeah.
I feel like every live show is just like, yeah, we don't have answers yet.
Oh no! When we get to Stormlight, I'm gonna be saying that it's not even just be like read and find out. It's gonna be like read and hope we find out because we don't know yet. But for a lot of this stuff, it's literally read and find out.
Yeah.
Like Justin explained the other night in the Discord, he was like, Mistborn, it's usually like A leads to B leads to C, and like you get those answers as you go. And then he was like, at Stormlight, it's like MC equals X squared equals question mark equals triangle. It's so true though. We're not even halfway through Stormlight. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Do we have any other science questions or general Mistborn thoughts? Some explanation. I love it, but what the fuck? Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait for me to get to Stormlight.
There is that.
Max is gonna have so many questions about how things work in Stormlight. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna have to wait, okay? Some of it we don't even know yet, but it's coming.
I don't understand.
You got so many questions.
You just gotta keep Brando healthy.
Keep him healthy. Okay.
So when do we expect the next? Because I think if I understand correctly, Era 3 is supposed to be coming out.
Right now he is literally currently writing the end of Era 2. That's going to come out next year in November. The last book of Era 2. And then after he finishes Stormlight 5, which we're going to get in 2023, presumably, he's going to take a break between Stormlight 5 and Stormlight 6 because there's like an in-world gap and there's going to be a real-life gap as well. He's going to take time to write all of Era 3 at once. It's going to be a trilogy. They're going to be about the same size as Era 1. Not like Era 2 is like 300 pages a book. They're shorter. And so what he did when he wrote Era 1, he wrote all 3 at the same time before publishing the first one. And that's why a lot of that like foreshadowing stuff is very, very well connected. So he wants to do the same thing when he writes Era 3. So he's going to write all 3 Mistborn Era 3 books. And then in between writing those, he's going to try to write Elantris 2 and 3 and also maybe Warbreaker 2. And he's going to maybe release those while he's writing Era 3 because he's not going to release the first book in Era 3 until he's finished all 3 of them. And so he's going to be writing those during that gap, and then they're slowly going to come out. So it's going to be a while. Going to be a couple of years before we get the next set of Mistborn. But once the first book comes out, they'll probably come out like back to back each year because you'll have written all 3 at once. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a few years.
Did I explain that well?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You did it.
I usually have the timeline like just ready in the back of my mind.
Bree watches all the live shows, so she knows all the stuff.
I do. Yeah, he does live streams like every month, and I watch them. Keep up to date.
Yeah, Rhythm of War, you get the answers to a lot of things. In Rhythm of War, we'll read in December.
And yet, I have so many new questions.
So many new questions.
We're not going to talk about that right now. This is the Well of Ascension live show, guys. We've got a ways to go. That's in December.
Okay, are we going to do trivia or art and memes?
What do you want to do first?
Let's do trivia first.
Trivia first. Okay. I warn you, I came up with all of these questions at like 6 a.m. this morning. I was so ready.
Oh, I love the class. I see that comment.
Oh, yeah, bring up the collage.
I love them so much. They were cool.
Yeah, really cool.
I like the class.
Get ready for my thumbnail of my Well of Ascension review.
Good.
Oh, yes. You haven't shown that to us yet. I'm excited.
I have in the in the video call. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't have a memory.
There was a lot of crying. It's hard to remember past that.
But yes, the claws are so good. There's more. You get more claws in book 3. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say. A lot more claws.
You do. Yeah, I don't know too much what to say about them, although the description of them is horrifying.
Oh yeah, and we pulled up some. There's some fan arts of them in the when we go over fan art.
Yeah, they're like
People who wanna-
Avatar orcs, is how I picture them.
But they're
I
like,
mean, big.
with red.
and their
Yeah.
skin
Because of the
doesn't
split
fit,
skin.
right? Yeah, the
I
skin
just
not
can't imagine them like blue Attack on Titans.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very
That's
Attack on
valid.
Titan.
That's so valid. Yeah, that's a very valid
Exactly.
description.
just creepier skin.
Yes.
Just can't get over the skin.
And I remember, Max, you mentioned, I think while we were reading Final Empire, that like when you consume metal, like your skin turns blue.
It's
so, like,
just
it's
when you consume silver.
Oh, okay,
Ah.
gotcha. So it's interesting to like see that, I don't know, a little bit of connection there with the Colossus being blue.
I don't know if that's related.
I don't think it is, but still.
It's metal.
Sure, everything's metal related. It could be related.
I
We'll
mean,
look it up later.
well, I don't think it is, but it's a fun.
I
thought.
still want to know like what happens to metal once you burn it. Like where does it go?
I think it just is gone.
It's your poop.
Like do you
Well, no,
poop
'cause
it
they
out?
They don't digest it. Like it literally says that they're supposed to like burn it away before they go to sleep at night, so that it doesn't get
Oh, that's
digested fully.
Yeah,
because
but it
can be
burns
toxic.
away. So like, does it come out of their mouth as like vapor or like
I think it just
Yeah, like the
disappears.
residue. But there has to be
is it
residue.
like there has to be some kind of residue?
I don't think that's ever explained. If there is,
Max
so.
Science Questions. This is the wrong book club. No, okay.
Max is
Because
always
if-
coming through like, but
Because
how
if
does
you
it
keep
work?
eating metal and then it just disappears, that means further down the line in like era 4, era 5, there's going to be metal shortage because it's gonna be gone.
Ratho.
I mean, sorry, I have to put in this comment for a second.
Oops.
That's what the mist is. It's just like Mistborn farts.
Oh
Max has cracked the entire series.
no. We're done here. Take it, pack it up, go home. It's all finished. Oh my. I love it.
That's an interesting theory about the Mercury. So, like, because she's still, at this point, Vin is still trying to figure out what the other alloys are, I think, right? So, like, what if one of them is Mercury and it can give you the power to create things? I don't know.
Rapho.
I was gonna say stuff, but I remember that's not until later.
Rapho. Spencer. Rapho.
They would burn Mercury and then immediately perish.
Oh my.
Mercury makes you go insane,
Oh, that's fun.
like
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah. It's gonna go well.
All right, do we want to do the trivia or do you want to do the art?
Do the trivia. I'm
Okay.
just getting the art set up.
Okay, so these are probably pretty easy. I think maybe it's like 2 hard ones with that. What kind of dog does Vin get for Ursula to use as a body?
Wolfhound.
Correct. What is Ham's wife's name? It's mentioned like
Mrs. Ham.
Cheese.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Ham and
Lady
cheese.
Ham.
Any real guesses?
Eggs.
Does it begin with an M? It
Yes,
does.
it
doesn't
does. It does begin
Yeah,
with an
that's-
M.
I don't remember.
It's
Marsha,
Mardra.
Marie,
Mardra. Mardra.
Oh.
Stop it. I'm trying to
No, not Mercury. It's silver that turns you blue.
figure-
Margaret.
Mercury kills you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mercury kills you. All right. Question number 3. Where is Sazed when he finds the steel plate he takes a rubbing of? Like, what's
In
the
the
location?
Inquisitor, where they were.
What's the place called? Do you remember what it's called?
Ugh. I don't remember what it was called.
Any guesses?
I know it's like in the crater, but I can't remember.
Okay, you guys get half points for remembering technically what it was and how it's described.
It's the
It's
Seal
called-
of Inquisition, right?
No, it's not. It's called the
No?
Conventicle of Saren.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that different from the village that says it?
Yeah, it's like the Inquisitor hideout.
Do we learn in the future what that name means? Like the relevance of the name of that place? Is that information that we will get?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think that matters. I don't know. We'll come back to that.
The Conventicle of Seren, but who is that?
I don't know. I think it's just like one of the that's one of the names of like the branches of like the Inquisitors maybe or something like or the Obligators or whatever because it's like one of their places. Anyway, next one. Where am I? Okay. What's the name of the new allomantic metal that Vin discovers?
Duralumin.
Duralumin. Good job.
You know that's what they make aeroplanes from?
Nice.
Oh wait, Duralumin's a real thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was a made up metal.
Yep.
Like, don't they make planes out of tungsten? Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know
think
what
so.
planes are made out of. Don't ask me.
What are planes made of?
Casey on the Google. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next question. How was Jace Fleckle controlling the Colossus?
How was what?
How was Jace controlling the Colossus? His
He was
Colossus.
paying them.
Paying them with
Coins.
fake money.
Sometimes
Yes.
you gotta pay people.
All right. Number 6. What does Elend do as a last attempt to win the vote for king?
Joins the church.
Richard the Survivor.
That's right.
What type of misting is Alrian?
Oh, a rioter.
Yes.
This is what happens when you read the book 2 days before the deadline.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. At what point does Tensoon take over as Orasur?
At the beginning.
when she gives him the first body.
The first dog body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that very first scene.
Yes. Number 9. What is Breeze's actual name? You learn it in this book. His name.
Brianna.
She wouldn't be Breeze for me, okay? I tried to convince her to be my Breeze, but she wouldn't.
I wanted to be Zane. I wanted to be emo. It was much easier than trying to be Breeze. Any? What was the question? And so nobody knows the answer.
Do you know any of his name? Yeah, it's Ladrian. I say Ladrian.
I say Ladrian. Oh, I said Ladrian.
Oh, right.
Casey, you're wrong. And how many gates
Nice.
does Luthadel have that they have to defend during the battle?
Is it 4?
Is it 8?
It's 8. And they're all
Wow.
named after the main 8 medals.
Wow.
Max, you win.
Also, going back to the point at which, just for funsies, going back to the point at which Tensoon takes over for Orasur, he gives it away in his very first line of dialogue because he's like, "Oh, sorry, mistress, I didn't warn you about how long it would take to place the dog fur." And she's like, "You did actually warn me." And nobody
Oh, yeah,
questions
damn.
that. His first line is Tensoon, and he gives it away, and it makes me so happy on rereads. Makes me happy.
You might want to know that Wendy is killing this trivia in the comments.
Oh, Wendy. Yes.
Is that all of your questions?
Yeah, we only did 10. That was 10.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that was
can't
10
count.
already? Wow.
That was all came up with today. I'll do
job.
better next time, I promise. Maybe for Hero of Ages trivia, I'll do like full series trivia. Make it a little harder.
Ooh.
Make you guys
Ooh.
work for it.
Does that mean I have to reread the entire thing?
Yes, get on it now.
Right now.
All right.
Oh, I have a question about metal.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
When they're in the Well of Ascension or sort of near it, and they find that little ball,
Mhm.
is that something that's going to be explained, or was that something I missed?
I do believe it gets explained in Hero of Ages.
Yeah, because it wasn't something that was explained here and I missed it. Right.
No.
okay.
It wasn't explained. They're like, "Oh,
It's not
what's this?"
explained
And Ellen is like, "Is it adium?" And she's like, "No, it's the wrong color." And then he takes it. Well, she puts it.
So excited for you guys.
But that will be explained like what that was. I believe in the Hero of Ages.
Hi,
It gets
Alex.
explained.
Sorry
Wow.
about that.
Alex, did you make a new YouTube account like right now to get back in here?
I can unblock you after the live show. Haley told me how to. It's just steps.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny. Don't worry, Alex. Next time I have the controls, I'll probably not block you. I don't promise, but like I'll try not to. All right. But yeah, I think that you'll get that explanation in Hero of Ages.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we do Hero of Ages, the live show, any like questions you have that were not answered, I will be able to tell you if it's something I can just inform you of that's like answered outside of text, or if it's something you still have to wait for because there's more Mistborn.
Good.
We'll make a list for me after you read Hero of Ages. Make like a list of things unanswered, and we'll go through them in the live show. We'll have a segment for your unanswered questions.
I think it gets explained in Hero, at least.
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure that one does.
Yeah.
Like, not like a very deep explanation, but it's there. There's a lot to explain in the book. Okay, let's look at art.
Okay.
Casey.
We're gonna look at memes first.
Oh, there's like 5 memes. We didn't find a lot
Yeah,
of memes.
that's why I was like, wait, we should look at the memes first.
Again, I found all the art and memes today. I was not prepared for this.
I found some memes.
It's hard to find some that aren't spoilery for book 3.
So this is Say's after tapping his pewter, and then the Kolas being tiny babies, which is not completely accurate, but
Not an
hilarious.
accurate description, but it's still funny.
And then, hey father, you're a disappointment, and I wish you were dead. Which is not really a meme, just like their exact conversation, I guess. But
Yeah, pretty much. It captures it. Oh god,
oh,
that's so
it's so
tiny.
tiny.
Can you read it? Oh.
We're going to have such a well-balanced system. No one will have too much power, and everything will be great. Yeah, or I could make you emperor. My way's easier. We're doing it.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Strap about Vin. That woman is a hurricane. Zane, dreamily. Yeah. Strap. Hurricanes are bad, Zane. Oh yeah, this is what I found. Ellen Vin says nothing to Mistborn. I said, this is Ellen.
I just love the drawn-on mist cloak. It brings me true joy.
It's so good.
It's real good.
That's the best one so far.
Yeah. Ellen Vin. Thank you.
Wow,
I love it.
that's true.
Oh yeah, the World Hopper Quad. Looking at Alendi. Is this the Hero of Ages?
Casey just said World Hopper.
Damn it!
It literally says Worldbringer. You couldn't read it right.
I can't read. I read World Hopper every time I read Worldbringer.
I know. Not the same.
Oh yeah, I've been looking at Tenzin. Is this an Arthur? Yeah. I have a Kolas army. We have a Mistborn.
Nice.
I think that's the end of the memes because there are so few of them.
Oh, there's a lot that have spoilers for like other things we couldn't use. So
That's true.
maybe
Oh,
more
that's
memes
a
next
good
time.
meme. Don't look at that.
Let's look at the art. I didn't find a ton of art as well, but I tried to find stuff like specific to Well of Ascension because you saw a lot of just like generic character art for Final Empire. So tried to like bring in stuff that was specifically for Well of Ascension.
Here is a fun one. We love
Big
this
sword.
big sword. There's coins. There's
Some Final Fantasy sword.
yeah,
I love Vin with just the giant claw sword. It's just such an image because she's so tiny.
it's real great. And then look at me. Look at how pretty I am.
I love all of him so much.
And then these two being cute.
Thank you.
Orion reminds me of Lottie from The Princess and the Frog.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Completely. And these two continuing to be cute. That's
Wait,
so
what
sweet.
color are
I
the
like
mists?
that one.
I've been imagining them as like black this whole time.
Oh, the mist is
Me
like
too.
it's like fog. It's like misty.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like fog, like that gray color.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was imagining
Yeah.
like a dark gray.
Yeah, same here. Same here, Steph. I imagine it more like smoke.
No.
Yeah,
No,
It's
like,
described as mist. So it's like fog, guys.
I know, it makes sense, but yeah.
That's fair though.
It's just at night.
Yeah, it's at night, so like I could see how you'd see it darker, but like it's just like a light gray color.
And I think this is her fighting Zane.
I
with,
think
like,
it's her with Zane like fighting or sparring. Yeah.
nice and creepy.
Close.
Hate it.
I hate it.
Right.
Hate it a lot. Did you put this one in twice?
I don't
Yeah.
think so, but I must have. Or you go. Oh yeah, it looks like it's in there twice. Tindwill.
Tindwill.
Tindwill. There's not a lot of Tindwill art, and I'm offended by it.
No, there's not.
Good
this
old
one's pretty
King
good.
Elland.
Yeah,
I really like that sketch of Elland.
This
I don't
one-
think. Wait, I don't think he has a beard in Well of Ascension though.
Okay, then maybe that's from Hero of Ages. Don't come at me.
Maybe they just
Okay.
wanted to make him cooler.
Big spoiler beard.
He might grow a beard in the next book.
I mean, I
My
kind
bad.
of always imagined him with a beard because wasn't he supposed to be like just very
Oh, that's
nonchalant
nobody.
with his outfits anyway, and like not grooming himself in anything.
That's
Like,
fair.
oh,
Yeah, because they did comment on how when he went to the meeting, he had shaved.
Oh.
No, that's
So I think
Oh.
he did have a beard at the beginning.
mhm.
Where do you find these, Casey? Oh, Tumblr.
Casey
Yes.
doesn't find them. I find them, and I just Google.
Oh.
mostly Bree finds them.
I just
I-
Google.
I
Okay.
found some of the
She found some of the memes because I couldn't find enough. I was like, it was like literally at like 6 a.m. and I was like, I need to go to sleep.
I'm like, I'll look them up.
Yeah,
A good dog.
A good
That dog has such tiny legs. That's like the biggest wiener I've ever seen.
It's a crossbreed. Don't worry about it. It's just the mutt.
my.
It's like a giant dachshund.
Yeah.
And Vin in
That's
the
cool.
actual well.
Oh, the last scene.
The very last scene.
Okay, then hold.
I think that was all of them. There wasn't a lot.
Yeah, someone sent me.
I'm gonna come through with like a shit ton of art and memes for Hero of Ages because I don't want to worry about spoilers after that point. So
Oh yeah.
we'll have a much larger segment for looking at art and memes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hard on Hero of Ages, guys. We're gonna be here for like 3 hours that time.
Oh yeah.
I want only the juiciest memes.
I'll find you some real juicy memes.
Where'd it go? Okay, someone just sent me this.
This Deanna.
Ellen, Vin, are you okay? Vin, actually, there's something I should tell you. Ellen, what is it? Vin, well, the other night I kind of sort of almost ran off with your brother. But don't worry, I killed him, so it's all okay now. Vin, I don't have a brother. Well, no, not anymore.
Oh, it's a good time.
Thank you. That was great.
So, was Ellen just like not aware of his father's many mistresses? And
He was aware of the mistresses, but he wasn't aware that he was just fathering children left and right to build like his own little Alamancer army.
Because most noblemen don't want the half-breed kids, so they kill the mistresses.
It was the law to kill the mistresses
Yeah.
because they weren't supposed to have half-breed kids.
Yeah, and he's
So I
like,
think he was like keeping them in secret.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
I like the what's the name of the mistress who is introduced here in this book?
Oh, Amaranth? Amaranth?
I like
that.
Amarantha or something like that. I don't remember her full name.
Yeah.
That bitch was like, I've been poisoning you this whole time. I liked her. Yep. She did her best. She tried.
She did.
She tried.
But just gotta get this out there too. But I also loved how we got more demo in this book. It's so nice. Like
I liked Mo. He's a fun like he's such a side character, but like he's such a good side character.
Yeah.
So he's
He's really interesting with the whole Church of the Survivor thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have to talk about?
I have to get the giveaway winner.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so I'll go, I guess I can do that now and pull it up so I can spin the wheel. We only got like 7 people on this one because I just did not promote anything. We normally get at least like around like 14 or something like that. So I'll do better next time, guys. Okay.
Planes are made out of aluminum or other metals such as steel and titanium.
Hey, Waffle won this one. I don't know if Waffle's watching right now, but Waffle
Waffle.
Lobster from the Discord, Waffle Sorter on Twitter. Waffle, you won. I'm just screenshot that so I don't forget who won. Yay. Okay. I don't know if Waffle's here. I haven't seen Waffle.
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I will announce in the Discord later. Yay. And I'm definitely gonna start setting up these giveaways soon. We don't have to talk about how behind I am on everything.
Same.
I'm gonna get all up to speed in May.
May's gonna be great. We're gonna
May's
like
gonna be so
glide
good.
through May.
Do it.
April was a struggle, but May is where it's at.
Yeah, but Hero of Ages is gonna ruin it for you.
No, I'm like literally gonna just read Hero Ages like this week and just read it in like 2 days.
Yeah. I have to read it next week because my library hold's gonna be up. So
Yeah. I mean, also like I want to read it because it's so good.
No, my
Haley-
copy hasn't arrived yet.
It's so good, Haley.
Yeah.
Learn right through it. It's not that long. It's not much longer than Well of Ascension, is it? Like 100 pages, maybe. I don't have it next to me. So.
I think I might just buy it because I feel like reading really long books on my Kindle. It feels like it's just never ending. I'm like, tap, we're
Yeah.
never gonna get to the end. It's like
5,000 pages.
yeah, but like with a physical book, you can see, oh, okay, I made it this much. I have this much. I just buy it.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah, I feel
With
like
the
I
Sanderson books. Oh,
I think
no,
it's
go
a
on.
little bit longer than.
I was just gonna say I turn the page so much in my Kindle because I have my font so big. So it's like everything is 1,000 pages to me.
Yeah.
With the Sanderson books, I always have 2 bookmarks. I have like where I am now and the next 5-chapter break, so I can go on the channels.
Nice. Split it up like that.
That makes sense.
Smart. Oh man, Wendy's killing it. Look at that.
Yes.
It is a much faster read. Everything's happening in that book because it's the end.
So action-packed.
It's like Ascension is slow. Like I'm not gonna disagree with that. But Hero of Ages is just like boom, 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 boom. Like there's some slower parts, but it's still faster because it's just like not only even the parts that are like things are happening slower. It's like the tension of like we have to do all of this really like right now. It keeps you'll read it real fast. I think so. Anyways,
I'm so excited for everyone to read it. I can't wait to see everyone's reactions.
Same.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm just like trying
Also,
not to die here.
I'm really excited to see how everybody feels specifically, like not just about the book overall, but like the overall ending for the series. Because as of right now, Hero of Ages is the only official Cosmere book ending we have. So
like series ending.
Yeah. Like series ending, yeah, for like one that's like a series.
No,
like we're getting next year we'll get the ending to Era 2, but it's the only like Cosmere book that's like got an ending to the series because there's going to be more Landris books, there's going to be more Warbreaker, and we're in the middle of Era 2. We're not nearly done with Stormblood. It's the only completed Cosmere series. So there's a lot writing on how people feel about this ending because it's like, oh no, like this is the only ending we've seen him really do in the Cosmere. So I for one love it. It's my favorite ending to a series ever. But it's gonna be interesting to see where everybody falls in that category. Because people either like really, really love the ending and are really satisfied, or people don't like it. Like I don't feel like there's much middle ground. Like, it's fine. Like it's either one or the other. So.
Like people don't like the ending of Hero of Ages?
Oh, there's people who don't like it. But the people who don't like it feel like such like casual readers, like they've only read Mistborn and that was it, and they weren't like I feel like people who were like in the wider Cosmere and like reading everything and like see all of the wider connections absolutely like how this one's wrapped up, and like especially if they like go into Era 2 and they see where the progression of the overall picture is going. But like the people who tend to just like be the casual readers who are just reading Mistborn, I've seen a lot of people not like it, and I'm like,
or also just like
wrong.
more casual like fantasy fans, like people who read more fantasy tend to like it more.
I mean, I don't read that much fantasy, and I haven't read all of Cosmere, but like I mean, I know people have tastes, but like I can't imagine not liking the ending of Hero of Ages.
It's so well
Seriously.
done.
It's so well done. So we'll see how you guys feel about it when we gather next month. I'm excited.
They talked about this on the Discord.
Oh yeah. That was a mistake in like the early printings, like the later printings of the books that have fixed that, where it's like she asks just like a random Allomancer like of Ellen's to burn for her. And not clubs because he can't do that.
Pretty funny though. What was the one that you pointed out to me last night, Brie?
The other one, I think it was who was it? Was it Waffle? Somebody came in one of the chats in Discord, and there was like a line where Breeze was talking about how like he was talking to clubs, like having one of those little like just chilling with clubs moments, and how he would like make it like a killing at weddings with like his allomancy, and he was like, I could like dress in pink and carry flowers, and it's like flowers don't exist in this world, and just I never caught that mistake that he just talks about flowers like at a wedding, and I'm just like, flowers don't exist in this world. It's such a funny mistake.
Flowers fruit does though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
traditional flowers don't exist in this world, I should say. Colorful flowers don't exist in this world, I should say. Everything's brown.
I mean, don't you want brown flowers at your wedding?
I mean, maybe they do have brown flowers at the wedding. Who knows? That's
also
we need to awesome how the weddings go.
You also have to be stabbed.
I was gonna say, do you mean all weddings don't occur when you're stabbed in the tit and bleeding out on the floor? Because like that's the only wedding I've seen happen in this book.
It's the only way to get married.
Yeah.
I love Plaza for that moment. Just
it's so good. It's so good.
And how his internal thought process is like, it's my last gift to them.
I know.
It hurts. It hurts really a lot.
That's the first time I've ever read in a book somebody getting stabbed in the boob.
Right? It's like so like it's such a weird because like they're fighting and he's trying to kill her and then he kisses her and then he stabs her in the boob at the same time and it's like so much is happening and like Vin's thought process is like in like a shocking like surreal moment he kissed her and then she got stabbed in the tit. Like it's just so much happening.
That's pain.
Listen, don't ask questions that we don't have the answer to.
Oh no, I think there is actually an answer for that. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I think there's like a wob on it.
A wob.
The word of Britain, a wob.
I know, I like wob
There
better
has to
though.
be. Otherwise, how were they at the dress shop with all those many options?
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
things that they use. I just don't remember. Okay, let's see if I can find it right now.
I think Breeze wears like purple stuff as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a fancy bitch.
They could import it, technically.
Do, do, do.
Wob wob. Exactly. It's just fun to say.
You mean Straff? Is that what you're referring to?
I mean, there's no on-page sex in
I was
any
about
of
to say
the
there's like no actual on-page sex at all,
Yeah.
but like the implied sex, but also like it's implied that Vin and Ellen are having sex at the end of this book, so
Yeah.
that was consensual.
Yeah.
Like in the tent when they've left to go to Terrace, like they're
He
actually
loves like
having sex.
implying that right at the end of the book. Like the end of Elantris was like the best book ending ever.
Yeah.
But don't say anything. Steph hasn't read it.
Okay,
Oh,
so an answer about the dye. I worked with the word of Brandon. He says that it depends on the dye. Some come from animals like snails, some are metallic, or metallic is the wrong term, from minerals like lapis and things like that. There are a lot of non-floral dyes out there, even in our world, and they had extra resources in that. So he has an answer for everything.
Okay.
He really does.
Yeah.
I know you can make chemicals with chromium into a lot of different colors. Like emeralds and rubies are the same gem, but with different amounts of chromium inside. So I get how that would work.
You have so much knowledge about the random things.
And it's all completely useless.
I really
Literally-
liked the electricity lecture.
Okay, so in our
Dr.
writing
Castle.
group, I was like, Max, you gotta come tell me how electricity works. Because like everybody was like, oh well, like I think this is how this would work, but like none of us know shit, right? We don't know about how and I was like, Max is gonna know some weird fact about this. And Max comes in and he's like, depends on how this works and explains like a whole thing to me, and I was like, just tell me if they're gonna like burn alive or not. I don't know what this means. But like you came through and I was like so hyped. I was like, I knew you were gonna know something about that topic. And you
I'll
were
forever be the consultant. So just anytime,
I'm just gonna throw all of
message.
my like scientific things for like how my powers need to work scientifically at you, because like I told you that's one of the ones I haven't developed a lot, because it's like I know I have to like work it in with like how actual physics work in real world. Like I have wiggle room with how I want them to work, but I gotta like make it make sense because it's still set in the real world. And I was like, Max, help! You came through. There was just like paragraphs of explaining how
It was really
electricity
great.
worked. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Don't tempt me. I will bend all of you.
I mean,
Ban them again. Ban them again.
Alex, just open a bunch of accounts and just watch this on loop on all accounts so we can get extra watch time.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, might just go the full mile. We don't have to ban you. Just do that anyway.
But if Haley says to ban you, I have to ban you because she's our manager.
It's true. Is there any other things we want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I think so.
I think that's it.
Cover all the things.
Well, next month, as we mentioned multiple times now, is Hero of Ages.
Hero of Ages, get ready. It's probably going to be a much longer show.
Yes, the final book. And
We do not know the day or the time yet, but I will try to figure that out like this week and confer with you guys on what you're doing on your stuff for your things. Also, like I'll come in the chat for your Leviathan one because I'm going to try to read that along with Hero of Ages.
I'm trying to reread it. It's been a while.
Maybe a month.
Yeah, so we'll figure out when the live show for Hero of Ages is going to be soon, and I will promise I'll actually like post about it this time. Promise I'll be on top of things and like promote the live show. unlike this time. It's okay. You know, Well of Ascension's everyone's least favorite Mistborn book, so it's okay that I didn't do the work on this one. I'll come through next month, I promise.
And if anyone wants to cry in the voice chat as you finish Hero of Ages, just let us know. We'll meet you there. Maybe we'll do Steph's idea of doing like a mass cry.
Mass cry, everybody finishing. Yes.
I feel like at the end of the live show for next month, there should just be like a slideshow of every host crying.
Yes.
I'm down, totally down.
Yes.
Everyone
Honestly.
take a selfie while you cry.
Yeah, and when you hit the point when you start crying, just start taking selfies.
I should have done that.
Put some emotional music to it as you scroll
Yes.
through
yeah.
it.
Absolutely. That's what we're going to do it. We're going to come through with that.
We can definitely do
That reading vlog for Hero of Ages is my most anticipated video of the year.
I'm really excited. You haven't put out your Mistborn one yet.
I just edited it. It's gonna come out in probably like 2 weeks.
Nice, nice. I'm excited for all of the videos. But yes, and so if you aren't already subscribed to these people, links are in the description along with the Discord link. If you're not already part of the Discord, please come join us. And we'll be here sometime next month to cry about Hero of Ages. So get hyped for that.
it.
Everybody's pointing now. So
Point in all directions.
I don't need to point at us because you're probably already subscribed to us if you're here. But if you're not, subscribe to us as well. Because this is where it all happens. All of this
Where the magic happens.
Yes, and Casey and I already have our cosplays planned for next month. So get excited again. I'm excited about next month. I think it's gonna be
I'm going in a very different direction next month,
Me
so look
too.
forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yes, we will see everybody next month for Hero of Ages.
Bye.